Hi, everyone. I'm Christine Kidder Graves, your career coach, helping you have work that works for you. I want you to have energizing work so you can have an extraordinary life. Think about it. If we don't have energizing work, then we're really drained and depleted. And how can we really have the life that we want to have? It really all starts with our work. I know everyone is stressed right now, just like with the economy, with inflation, with all the layoffs that we've had. I talk with a lot of people every day, and everyone has had it up to here with stress and anxiety. And yeah, it's just not good. So I'm here to help you learn more about the featured section and to make some changes with your featured section to start using it. Because the ideal is, I mean, just think about this, like close your eyes for a second and just, work with me for the next minute or two. Close your eyes and think about how stressed you may be feeling right now and how anxious you might be. Okay. And work is just driving you crazy. Okay. And a lot of this is stuff that you cannot control. All right. It's out of your control. But what you can control is you and your actions. Okay. So really try to get centered and think about who you are, who you want to be, who are you being right now. Okay. And I always feel better when I'm in action. I take action. Now, granted, no action is perfect, or we only have like imperfect action. But some action is better than nothing. It's better than being frozen or overwhelmed and not taking action. So we want to take some action. And you can start today with the featured section of your LinkedIn profile because you want your brand to shine through. There's no one else like you. You are one of a kind. Okay. But you're a secret too. Nobody knows about you unless you have a lot of people reaching out to you on LinkedIn. And some people do have a LinkedIn profile that's optimized. I work with my clients on that. So their brand is really shining through. So people can easily find them and talk with them, engage them. Okay. Because that's the ideal. So again, getting back to when I had you closing your eyes and thinking about how stressed you are. What if you were able to land that next ideal role that is so juicy and so good for you that you'd drop everything to have that job. Okay. Because it would be challenging. It would check all your boxes. Okay. What if you were able to land that job without doing a job search? Yes, that can happen. You can land that role without doing a job search. All right. But it all starts in baby steps. And that's going to be the whole subject of a master class I'm doing at the beginning of next month, the beginning of May. But at least now I can give you this little bite-sized training to help you to move your LinkedIn profile closer to really showcasing your brand and really letting your bright light shine through. So the featured section, that's what I'm talking about today, is the featured section of your LinkedIn profile. Okay. And I wanted to do this training very much because I felt too many people on LinkedIn in their profile are not even using the featured section. They don't have the featured section. So that is really the first thing is you need to make sure that you start using it. So if you are not using the featured section, please start using it right away, like today. If you can give yourself by the end of the day today to add it to your profile, that would be a great action step for you to take. Okay. So try to, if there's one thing that you do today to like implement this training, just do that. It would be a simple thing to do. Okay. Now, LinkedIn, by the way, I'm a big proponent of LinkedIn's help. I like their help. And I can share the link with you on what they say about the featured section. And what we'll do is we'll put that in the comments for this video once I'm done with the live. And that way you can come back to it. If you have any questions, you can put them in the comments because I'll be checking the comments frequently over the next week. Of course, you can DM me, but it might be best for you to share your comment, your question under the comments, because other people may have that question too, and you'd be helping others out. But again, if you don't feel comfortable with that, you can always DM me too. But anyway, LinkedIn's help section is great, and it will give you information about the featured section. So, and I'm referring in my notes to it. You can leverage the featured section on your LinkedIn profile to showcase the best samples of your work or what you're up to, and just to give people an idea of what your skills and your experience are. Okay. So the way LinkedIn defines the featured section is it's a newer area of the LinkedIn profile where you get to showcase your work, samples of your work. What are you most proud of? So if you haven't updated your LinkedIn profile in a while, this is a great place to start with the question of what are you most proud of? Okay. And that question is really the heart of your brand. What are you most proud of? What's your superpower? Why do people call you to help? Is it because you're great at conflict resolution? What is it that people, when they call you, they're calling you because of X? Okay. So you really want that, you want to use that featured section to highlight your work. Okay. And LinkedIn, even in their help section, they give examples like you can feature posts where you've written an article, or maybe you co-wrote an article with someone else. Any articles that you've published on LinkedIn. And also too, the great thing is the featured section is a perfect place to put that external media in, right? Because LinkedIn, and no, we can't blame them. Other platforms are the same way. But LinkedIn, when you are on LinkedIn, they want you to stay in LinkedIn. They don't want you going off to this website or going off here or going off somewhere else. They want you to stay on the platform. And that's why it's important to know the featured section is the place where LinkedIn is okay with you putting those links for external media, such as podcasts that you've been interviewed for. Maybe you were interviewed on a TV show or something, or you were interviewed somewhere else, any type of media at all. That's where you want to put those links. And you could also, like, if you have a website, I know some individuals, some leaders, they might have their own website too. And if you want people to know about your website and go to your website, really the featured section is the best place for you to feature that link. That's something for you to keep in mind. And then you might have, like, LinkedIn covers the question of why is their content being displayed in the featured section on my profile. It's just the place to showcase that. Okay. And it's different. It shouldn't be mixed in with all the activity on your profile. Again, it's a great place to pull it out and highlight it. And the other great thing about the featured section of your profile is you can have things listed in the order that you want them to be. So you can move things around, and you can do that. So that's something really nice to keep in mind. So again, you might be wondering, I want to just make sure you're clear on all the things that you can have, like what type of content should you have in your featured section. So again, you can feature any posts you've written, articles you've done on LinkedIn, external media, documents, and links. Again, and LinkedIn wants you to showcase content that you're proud of and you feel that is representative of your brand. Okay. So that's the key. I want you to have that takeaway. Okay. Now, if you don't have any content that you feel that you can include in your featured section, that's okay. You can work now on having content. Maybe you can write a post. Maybe you can write an article. Um, maybe you're going to be interviewed in a podcast, but start, like, make a resolution. If you don't feel you have anything to put in a featured section, work on that over the next couple months. Write an article. Like, what's a topic that's important to you that you'd be able to show your expertise on? Okay, you could really feature that. So do an article. Maybe you want to do an article with a couple of other people. If you don't want to do it all, that's fine. But you'd be helping yourself, and you'd be also collaborating with other people, helping them. So that's a good thing to do too, as well. So again, and I wanted to highlight this. So LinkedIn has this in their help section too. You can move things, you can manage the way things are displayed. So I wanted to make sure I mentioned that to you. And then you can move things out of your featured section. You can hide them if you want. You can remove things. You can change it anytime. Another key thing to know, I think the majority of this may not apply to the majority of you, but this was something else that LinkedIn had covered in their help article, is that companies actually can't use the featured section right now. There isn't a featured section for those company pages that you might see. So it's strictly for the individual profile pages. So that's just something to keep in mind. So anyway, all right. So what I'm going to try to do right now, we will see, because I haven't done this in a while, so it might not work very well. I'm going to try to share my profile with you. Although if you're watching this on LinkedIn, I think you're going to be seeing my profile, but let's just see, because I want to point out to you the featured section. So let me try to do that. Let us try to do this if we can. Give me a second here. All right. Oh, actually, oh, there it is. Okay. All right. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Oh, yeah. Actually, this is not going to work. I don't think it's going to work. Yeah, it is not. I'm sorry. I didn't do the proper tech setup on my end to show you, but that's okay. We can still save this. Okay. So when you're watching this on LinkedIn right now, so you should be on my profile page. Okay. So when you scroll down, you'll see my name, Christine Kidder Graves, and it says Career Mindset Coach. And then there's my headline. Okay. And you go further down. All right. And then, so it's near the top, the featured section. That's another reason why you want to take advantage of it, because it's close to the top. Like, think about this. If that recruiter is searching on LinkedIn, they're looking for someone with exactly your background because they have this need. They've been having a really hard time filling this role. And you may not be actively looking right now. You're working hard in your current role. You're focused on that. However, you want to be reached out to. You want someone to contact you for that awesome opportunity that, again, you would just drop everything for. You don't want to miss out on that next great role for you. Okay. So you want people to find you on LinkedIn and to reach out to you. Okay. So that recruiter is looking for you, and they do a search, and you come up in their search. In fact, your name is one of the top names in their search. So they click on your profile, and they like what they see at the very top. Because remember, when you click on someone's profile, you don't look at their whole profile all at once. It's like that top portion. So, and don't forget, our attention spans are only 4 seconds long. So you really have to grab them as quickly as you can and pull them into your profile so they're reading and they're liking what they're reading, and they're just learning more about you. They're getting your brand. They're getting what you're up to. So so you're pulling them in. they're looking at it and they start to scroll down and they see the featured section. This is super cool. So they can click on the things that you have in your featured section so they can learn more about you. It's so hard to learn about someone until you've talked with them, and this helps. This helps so much because, again, it's all about conveying your brand, how awesome your brand is, what you're all about, what you're up to, and just really getting it. And when they're looking at your profile, you want them to reach out to you. You want them to contact you and have a conversation with you. All right. If they, so they're looking at your profile, they're like, this person could be a really good fit for this role. I'm going to send her a message and I'm going to see if we can have a conversation sooner rather than later. And if you are looking at my profile and you're scrolling down in my featured section right now, what I have is I have my my calendar link, in there for somebody to do a call with me, to have a conversation, because it's important when we connect on LinkedIn, we really want to make it work for us and have conversations. Conversations are the starting point. Connect through conversation. And really that's where the magic happens. So we can start collaborating and we can start working together. So of course, that's the first thing that I have featured in my featured section. But then I also have my newsletter. So because I want people to subscribe, I want people to get value from what I'm writing about, to get my hints and my tips, to really, going back to what I started off by saying, I want you to have energizing work so you can have an extraordinary life. And then I also have a podcast that I was interviewed on not too long ago. I have that featured too. And then you can scroll throughout my featured section because I have like past master classes. I have testimonials from my clients. So I have again, these external links, but to really give people an idea of like what I'm up to, what I'm all about, what my brand is. I did say at minute 15, I would give you some ideas, some samples, some other like profiles that I feel are really good and have good featured sections. So anyway, a good friend of mine who's an amazing coach, Lisa Gio, she has her book coming out next week, and I'm very excited. So anyway, Lisa has an amazing LinkedIn profile. If you go to her featured section, you can learn about her book that's coming out, and you can learn more about her and her amazing brand. Okay. So her profile would be a great one for you to visit. And what we'll do is we'll put her profile in the comments to this. Okay. And so that'll be good. And then also Sue Solari is amazing expert stylist. She will really help you have your brand shine through in how you're showing up and what you're wearing. I mean, so what we wear impacts us so much. And she's got a great profile page as well. And you can see from her featured section, especially. So we'll put her profile link in there too. So you can check out those two examples of awesome featured sections. And so again, the way I want you to take action is, if you don't have a featured section, add it today. Okay. If you don't think you have anything for your featured section, then start working on some things that you can have in your featured section. Okay. An article, a post. If you need some ideas, let's have a conversation so I can help you. But you got to take advantage of this awesome section on your LinkedIn profile, because it communicates your brand. And don't you want to be in that ideal role without having to do a job search, without having to do all that stuff? I mean, that's the best way to get connected into your next ideal role. So you have to take advantage of it. I can't stress it enough. And my dog is back here snoring in the background. So I guess it's time for me to end my LinkedIn Live here because his snoring is getting louder and louder. Oh my goodness. So anyway, but yeah, DM me if you have questions. But yeah, you have to be taking advantage of this awesome feature of your LinkedIn profile. It's super easy to do, and I'm happy to help you. So yeah, so have a great day. Thanks for watching here. And if you have questions, post them in the comments and we will get back to you within the next day or two. Take care, everybody. Take care. Thank you.